Hello there, my name is Drew, and I learned that the Earth is not a tilted, wobbling, spinning ball in an infinite cosmic void back in April of 2015. I came upon the subject right as Flat Earth was taking off as a search term, but I hadn't noticed the trend. It was a random rendition of Michael Stipe singing "If You Believe We Put a Man on the Moon" that caught my attention and prompted me to consider my position, because I hadn't really given it much thought previously. Some of the Apollo cinematography was truly mesmerizing to me, but I was aware of the so-called conspiracy theories and was finally curious to see if they held any merit. About a year previously, I had viewed the reintroduced Cosmos series as presented by Neil deGrasse Tyson and enjoyed pondering the information that was being peddled. It had never even crossed my mind that I was watching fantasy fiction, as Dr. Tyson detailed the workings of his universe throughout the series. I thought of the information as mankind's best current understanding of the greater reality. Within a few hours, however, of looking into the Apollo missions, I was pretty sure the whole thing was a farce, and a badly aged one too. The next thing I asked was, why would they fake something like this? Within a day or so of asking, I was an official globe skeptic. Channels like Beware of the Jesuit Order and Arthur Sage destroyed the space narrative. Access to genuine information was wide open back then on YouTube, but it was observations over water that sealed the deal for me. Ben from Taboo Conspiracy has one of the best channels to this day, featuring observations done by himself and others that destroy the curving water narrative completely. I can clearly remember first contemplating an Earth with level water and how the absence of curvature would eliminate daily rotation as the cause of the cycles of day and night. Outer space was gone in an instant, and the work of rebuilding a new understanding of this very different reality had begun, this time based on physical evidence. But there were more surprises ahead. One of the major awakenings for me didn't involve the topography of the Earth at all. It was the human reactions that I encountered in the early days when I tried to discuss this with others. I was blown away by how triggered people were when I tried to bring the topic up in conversation. In one of my good friends' homes, I was barred from mentioning any of this at all. I've since come to understand that many people have a lot invested in their worldview, perhaps too much to risk challenging it on a personal level. Still, this reaction gave me some resolve. I have a background in the practical use of geometry. I apprenticed in the trades of carpentry and joinery in the 1990s in Dublin, Ireland, and spent a career since then turning lines on paper into physical objects. Geometry is precise and unforgiving. If an object has radial curvature, it must conform to certain specifics, whether the circle is a jam jar lid or a slice through the spherical Earth. Over the last few years, I've put some time into refining a way to test the Earth for curvature that doesn't require special equipment, that isn't very expensive, and that can be performed by anybody with the curiosity to do so. It should clearly reveal the curvature or expose its absence beyond controversy, neutralizing all biases. The geometry of a curved surface involves incline and decline relative to a baseline, but a plane surface will have no such properties. These two conditions cannot be confused when geometry is applied. So I put together a way of marking a tangent to the Earth that extends 10 miles to opposite sides of a central position over the surface of water using illuminated marker posts on the mile. In short, the test will reveal curvature in one of two possible ways. A curve above, the Earth is flat. Curvature below, the Earth is a globe. This is actually a full-scale Cartesian measurement system where the x-axis is determined by the physical shape of the surface of water. I'm working on a reduced-scale version of this test currently to stand as a proof of concept model. I'll publish my results along with an updated version of my ebook, Level the Natural Plane, that details this test. Finally, when I ask the question, why the lie? I think the answer must be absolute control over the minds of the masses. We were all born into a worldwide corporate commercial cult, a top-down control system where the masters write the narrative, the controllers orchestrate the show, and we, the plebs, go through the motions to bring their vision to life. The Globe is very much a product of their system. It's an offer. It's pushed pretty hard, with indoctrination at every turn for the young, a limitless advertising budget for rockets, pulley wires, green screens, hairspray, and other pantomime props, and it has the promise of mankind's exploring future sewn into the fabric of it all. It's pretty insipid, but it doesn't have the truth. They're trying to cover up something that's too big for their drapes, a created world that is right in front of each and every one of us. Thank you.